And last year's Rockwood team is a whole lot different than this year's. Only 3 starters returning to the field for Rockwood this year. And they've had a lot of new assignments, one of which is Roy Majors. Last year he was a lineman. This year he is a running back. And he'll be accompanied back there by Shane Threw, who is a speed threat for the Tigers. He is 4'4", 40 speed. And this is Rockwood's homecoming. They are going to be on the road 4 straight games. They won't return here to Rockwood until October 28th against Herman. So Rockwood has the motivation of playing in homecoming, playing against Oneida here in their second region game. Stan, what is the Indians going to have to do to defeat Rockwood tonight?
Well, he done said the weather, as everybody can tell, is going to be rough tonight. It's going to be a run-oriented game. The field looks in pretty good shape, but after a couple runs, the field's going to be in terrible shape. So I look for Oneida, to keep the ball on the ground. And Rockwood, of course, you just said they got the speed. That might hamper them a little bit, but still, I heard they got good running backs, so it should be a heck of a game. Look for maybe a low-scoring game because of the weather.
Should be an exciting game nonetheless on either side of the coin, so we'll be back with the opening kickoff and our starting lineup right after these important messages. And welcome back as the Oneida Indians and the Rockwood Tigers are set to come on the field. Stan, you got our starting lineups for both the Rockwood Tigers and the Oneida Indians.
Well, for Rockwood, we got quarterback number 4, David Collins. At fullback, number 12, David Kelly. At number 44, they have him listed as a wing back, but he'll probably be in the backfield, be Shane True. Number 20, wing back, Roy Majors, who'll probably be a fullback or a running back in the backfield. 42, split end, Sam Kirkham. Right split end, number 11, Ron Fisher. At center, number 55, Jason Jolly. Right guard, 56, Stephen Henniger. Number 46, right tackle, Kevin Fisher. 78, left guard, Jay Metcalf. Number 50, left tackle, Ben Poland. We did not get a tight end, but I believe they run 2 wing backs most of the time. For Oneida. Starting at left tackle will be number 67, Sean Harris, a 200-pound senior. At left guard, number 50, Chris Claiborne, 215 sophomore. Number 55, Matt Owens, 180 sophomore. Number 77, Michael Lawson, a 206 junior. Right tackle, number 66, Ryan Lewis, a 202 senior. At split end, Pete Shoemaker, a 175 senior. At tailback, number 21, Phil Meredith, 150-pound senior. At fullback, number 40, Cully Phillips, a 210 senior. Tight end, number 7, Daniel King, a 212-pound senior. At wingback, number 25, Josh Thompson, 155 senior.
As the Rockwood Band graces us with the national anthem. Stan, as you went over the starting lineup, so I know there's a question about quarterback tonight.
Yes, I think I talked to some people, and I think number 23, Jason Pike, will be starting tonight. We know last week he had I think they said a slight shoulder separation. I'm not for sure. I hadn't had a chance to talk with Jason personally, but I heard that he is going to start tonight.
Well, I know a lot of Indian fans be glad to hear that. Jason does a fine job. And we just hope his shoulder is mended well enough for him to play here tonight. If he's not, he's got some capable backups. We'll be back with the tip of the coin and opening kickoff right after you watch these important messages. Back as we are now set for the toss of the coin. Looks like Rockwood has won the toss. Rockwood has one toss and has election to receive. Once again, stands we saw last week in the Coalfield game. The team winning, it seems like customary anymore, the team winning will defer the toss, but now 2 weeks in a row, the team winning has elected to take the ball.
Usually you want to get the ball, we get your defense on the field to set the tone of the pace of the game. And so you can have the second half. Maybe if you get down, you know, in the first half, you got the second half kickoff, get your offense going. But maybe Rockwood just want to get the ball and take it down and get an early score, maybe get Oneida down.
As the Oneida Indians now coming out on their road white uniforms, and it is going to be very hard for us to tell who has the ball for the Indians and stuff. We'll try to do the best we can. If we get some of the numbers wrong here ahead of time, we apologize for that here, as I'm sure sometime along the line we will mess up, Stan, on these white numbers.
That's the truth. I remember I wore them and I heard people complain about how hard to see. I got the kicking off. Number 2 be Jacob Gallagher. Back for Rockwood. Looks like number 12 and number 20.
And it's going to be a short kick taken at the 13-yard line.
By David Kelly.
And not much ground there as he's taken down by a couple of Indians, led along the way there, I believe.
Cully Phillips.
By number 42 for Oneida. As he gets down to about the 24-yard line, it'll be first down, 10 to go for the Tigers.
Of course, Collins, number 4, is a freshman at quarterback.
Yeah, they originally had a lineman in that position, but they've taken him out. Now there's the handoff to number 12 around the left end. And that is David Kelly as he brings it out enough for a first down, a pickup of about 12, 13 yards. About 14-yard pickup on that play. Ball marked here out here at the 8-yard pickup. I'm sorry. We're standing up here behind everybody and their grandma. In this press box, it's hard for us to see. 8-yard pickup. It'll be second down and 2. Collins once again. And nice run across the 40-yard line down to the 42. Fullback David Kelly that time with the carry. Collins is your quarterback.
Looks like Oneida's gave up a couple pretty good-sized gains right here on defense. They need to buckle down and hold Rockwood here.
And that is Shane through in motion. And they give on the reverse. Nice play. The handoff there with the number 20, Roy Majors. He was the lineman we indicated to earlier last year that has now moved to fullback. But
looked like number 74, Heath Sexton, the defensive end, was in there on the tackle.
A nice stick, loss of 1 on the play, make it second down and 11 to go now for Rockwood. Ball marked right out here at the 40-yard line.
Looks like a single wing set on offense for Rockwood.
And there's the pitch right side and snuffed out for no gain out there to David Kelly once again.
You know who was out there? Number 7, Daniel King.
And that's going to bring up third down and 11 as Indians defense now making the slight adjustments to set off this kind of an unusual offense that Rockwood runs.
Oh, I was very familiar with it. They've scrimmaged Webb. The Webb Spartans, they run the single wing quite a bit. Of course, I don't know how Rockwood's been running. I don't believe they've been running it long. So we'll see how Oneida steps up to the challenge.
Third down 11 now, passing down for Rockwood. Of course, they got this inexperienced quarterback, and it's going to be a quick pitch out the left side. And he's only going to get about a yard out of it. Hit there first by Daniel King and Cully Phillips for the Indians. Pickup of only one on that play is going to make it 4th down and 10.
Like you said, the weather's going to be a part. 3rd and 11, Rockwood went for the option, and Phillips and King was in there on the tackle.
So Rockwood set to punt it away. We got Phil Meredith and Josh Thompson back here to field the punt. Punting for Rockwood will be number 1, Jim Ramsey.
We once again apologize. We don't have all of Rockwood's numbers and players' names, so hopefully everybody will make a tackle has a name or number.
And a fairly decent little punt. It's going to be blown dead down there at the 29-yard line of Oneida. And so Oneida will have their first series coming right up. Move around more.
Jason Pike will be your quarterback tonight. Looks like he ended up starting.
And handoff right straight over center is going to be stopped for only about maybe a yard or 2 gain. I believe the handoff there was to Cully Phillips, but number 20 for Rockwood was one of the guys.
12, David Kelly with the stick on Phillips.
So it'll be 2nd down and 9 to go for the Indians. They got 1 yard off of it. And we got a fumble. And Oneida, I believe, has retained possession. But once again, I believe the weather coming into play, they're staying a wet football.
Well, also, too, that was an option read, and I think Jason might have left it in there to Cully just a little bit too long and tried to pull it out.
Be 3rd down and about 9.5 yards for the first. Ball marked right out here at the 30-yard line.
Be interesting to see if Oneida stays on the ground or goes to the air. Long count.
And to give right side, nice hole made there for Phil Meredith by the Oneida line. He picks up about 7 yards on the play. Not enough for the first down. It'll be 4th down and 3.
64, Zach Collett in on the tackle. Pete Shoemaker, number 86, back to punt for Oneida, and back deep for Rockwood, number 15, James Barger.
And punt way up in the air. It's going to be fielded at about the 30, but he's going to let it roll, and gets away from it. It's going to roll on down and be blown dead about the 22-yard line of Rockwood. So both teams now have had a chance at offense, and neither team really moving the ball. Rockwood had a couple of good plays, but then their drive stalled out. And Stan, I believe, as we alluded to earlier, the weather's going to play a big factor in tonight's game.
Yeah, you saw both times. Both teams on 3rd and long stayed on the ground, didn't take a chance at throwing. Of course, I know how it is with that wet ball. How it's hard to grip it and throw it.
And handoff straight over center up there to David Kelly. Once again, he seems to be the go-to man for Rockwood, as he's handled the ball on only every play for except about 2 plays so far for the Tigers. Pickup of only a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
.44 True in motion.
And there's a give right over center. It's a nice block, and he got about to the 25 before losing the ball, but Rockwood did recover. And that'll bring up 3rd down and about 6 yards to go for the first.
Looked like Pete Shoemaker was in on helping in on a tackle, and I couldn't catch the other number that was in there.
We need to go down there and stand sometime with the magic marker and circle these numbers out so we can tell who's who. to go for the Tigers. Ball at about the 25-yard line.
Option to the right side.
And once again, that's Kelly, and he's drugged down from behind. We got a flag on the play, maybe a face mask or a clip.
Looks like it might be a holding or legal use of hands on Rockwood. Of course, number 7, Daniel King, all around the ball again for Oneida. I believe it looked like one of the Rockwood players had one of Oneida's in the holding.
And that is a call. That's why you're up here, Stan. Keep me straight. Way he tackled looked like his head come around. I thought he might have been a face mask. But no gain on the play, hardly at all. So say Oneida will decline it. And they do, and that'll bring up 4th down, and Rockwood once again will be forced to punt. And it's definitely turning into a defensive battle, as I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, Stan, I don't think Rockwood made a first down on their first drive, but
yes,
that's the only first down made so far tonight.
They made one first down on the drive.
That set the punt once again for Rockwood is Jim Ramsey. Fielded by Phil Meredith. He's got an alley around the right side and slipped and fell. But if he hadn't slipped and fell there, Stan, he could have made something happen right there.
There's that wet field coming in. Phil's used to making that cut on dry ground. I believe he might have made the cut. He might have been up there, got at least 15 to 20 more yards, or even going all the way. But once again, Mother Nature takes her toll.
And I'm sure we're going to see a lot of that here tonight. As number 3 for Rockwood in there with the tackle, and we don't have a name for him. Of course, the only lineup they give us was the starting players for offense and defense.
Good read.
And keeper there by Pike. One man to beat, and he's going to run him out of bounds. As you called it, Stan, good read there by Pike. Chose to keep it and run it, and good decision as he picked up about 35 yards on that play. Well, they're going to bring it back here to the 22. So he started at the 50. So a 27-yard pickup by Jason Pike.
Similar play that Rockwood ran earlier, just a little quick option to your left with your quarterback and your tailback. And the defensive end boxed on Jason. Jason turned upfield, cut back across the field after the containment was already on the left side of the field, and broke it back for a big, long gain.
And handoff straight over the middle to, I believe that was Cully Phillips, wasn't it?
I believe it was Phil Meredith.
Okay, yes. Phil Meredith, and he was tackled down there by
Zach Cullett. Well, we hope it's Cullett. Close enough.
Be 2nd down and 6 to go now for Oneida. As we yet to see one pass thrown so far tonight. And they've had several opportunities to do so. I'd say under dry conditions, they would have already done it.
Here we go.
And here goes our first pass tonight.
Into the end zone.
Into the corner. He's got a man down there. Touchdown, Oneida.
Number 25, Josh Thompson from number 23, Jason Pike. Oh, it's about a 18-yard touchdown reception.
And touchdown coming with 3 minutes and 11 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. And now on to kick the extra point for the Indians is Wesley Billingsley.
If I'm not mistaken, not counting the bad snaps, Billings is perfect. And we'll see how he does here on the wet field. Yeah, first time on a wet field.
As long as his foot connects that ball, he's made every one.
There it is again.
And he stays true here.
Yes.
3:11 left to go here in the first quarter. It is Oneida 7, Rockwood nothing. We'll be back right after this. Come back for the Indians.
Number 2, Jacob Gallagher.
Back deep for Rockwood is Kelly, and it looks like he's going to be the one to get it. Then run that middle wedge. He has a little hole over here to the right. He's trying to get to it, but he's not going to be able to make it. Taken down by a couple of Oneida Indians.
Looks like the first one there was
42
Eddie Sharp, and 44 Jake Lau. We'll see how Rockwood reacts to Oneida scoring a touchdown and see what they do on offense to move the ball.
As David Collins a little late getting into the huddle, I'm sure he's getting some last-minute instruction.
From up here, everybody looks small, but Collins looks relatively small compared to all the other players on the field.
And he thought about throwing it, then thought better of it. He's going to be plowed under down here by a couple of Indians.
86, Pete Shoemaker, and 40, Cully Phillips.
And good coverage there by the Indians. He was looking to throw that thing on a little short dump-off pass right across the middle there. Stand looked like a little slant pattern, and well picked up by the Oneida linebacker.
That's good coverage by Phil Meredith and Pete Shoemaker out there.
Of course, the Oneida secondary is only about, the deep safety area, he's only about 12 yards off the ball. And bounces once on the ground to Kelly. Bounces right back up to him. We got a flag on the play, but taken down for about a 3-yard loss.
Look, Jake Lau there in to finish him off on the ground. I don't know what this penalty will be here on the backside. This is holding on offense.
And holding against Rockwood. It'll be 3rd down and 12 if they don't take the penalty.
It depends on where the spot of the foul was. The way they're marking right there where the foul is, look up, will now be better off to decline it because you only gained about 3 or 4 yards.
Well, he seems to be marking it from where he was tackled at, and I believe that rule changed this year, didn't it, Stan?
Well, I thought the rule was for the mark of the ball where the foul occurred. So, what do I know?
You may be right. So the ball marked all the way back here to the 15-yard line. That is going to make it 2nd down and about 20 yards to go for the first. So now a young, experienced freshman quarterback is going to be thrown into definitely a passing situation here in just a minute.
Ooh.
44, and that is Shane Through, the man that's got the speed for Rockwood that we alluded to earlier, just got tagged.
And you know who was there? Number 7, Daniel King.
So now we got 3rd down and no gain on that play. Maybe a yard if he's lucky. Yeah, he do mark it at 16.
Also, allude to because of Pike's not playing defense tonight, and it's kind of changed the secondary up a little bit because he used to left corner or right corner and Phil Meredith at safety. Meredith is at right corner and Donnie Rosman is at safety. Good play.
Good play. Nice play there by the Oneida defense. Exactly the way that's to be played, and tackle there by
74, Heath Sexton. Of course, I guess we can characterize that as a sack. Close enough.
Yeah, he looked like he was rolled out. Maybe going to, maybe even try to set up for a little screen pass. I didn't quite catch what the line was doing there.
Kind of looked like it was running that little quick option out again.
But it'll be 4th down and about 25 yards to go for the first. Of course, back to punt now is Ramsey for Rockwood. Back deep is
Wendell and Thompson and
that's
Meredith.
I don't see how you got that out of there. That was nearly blocked.
Oh, you got to bounce.
Meredith with the fielding of the ball all the way out here to about the 40-yard line. About a 4 or 5 yard return before he's rustled out of bounds by number 60. And it seems like a lot of the players for Rockwood that is out here on the punt and kick teams aren't on our list. So we don't have a name for number 60 as well.
I look for Oneida now just to run the ball. They got the lead now with 7 seconds left in the first quarter. You know, look at run the timeout here in the first quarter.
Of course, the last play that Oneida scored on was a pass, and that's the only pass they've thrown on the night so far. So 1-and-1 for passing.
Probably the only pass they'll be throwing too. I could be wrong.
Could be wrong. And he's going to be taken down for a sack, a loss of about 5 yards. As he had a couple of good prospects downfield, but with that, that is the end of the first quarter. And at the end of one, it is Oneida 7, Rockwood nothing. We'll be back right after you watch this. It'll be 2nd down and about 15, make it about 17 yards to go for the first after the sack by the Rockwood defense.
We don't have a number for whoever made the sack. I believe it's number 22, and we don't have a number.
Or a name. We got a number, not a name.
Or whatever.
And handoff over the left end to Phil Meredith, breaking a few tackles on the way. It looks like Rockwood trying to tackle the ball more than they're trying to tackle the man, and you cannot do Phil Meredith that way. He ambles all the way out to about the 32-yard line, making the 31 of Rockwood. Not enough for the first down. He'll be about 2 yards short. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
Be a long 2 for the first down. It looks like Rockwood's arm tackling, and you're not going to bring Phil Meredith down with the arm tackle.
Now make it about 3rd and 3 as they spotted the ball. One referee was standing just right there on that 1-yard mark. They moved it back. First down picked up. And couldn't quite handle it. I believe that's Phil Meredith.
Yeah, it was Phil Meredith on the carry.
I've got bad eyes and I've got glasses on. I can't see who's up there. I want to remind everyone at halftime, we will be giving directions to next week's game to Kentucky.
Inez,
Kentucky. That's about a 4-hour ride, so you want to stay tuned for that. As handoff straight over the middle to Cully Phillips. And he's tackled out there by the punter, Jim Ramsey. About 5-yard gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 5. And off to Phil Meredith around the left end. And he's going to be taken down at about the 18-yard line by number 15 for Rockwood, James Barger. Can't read your writing.
That's an A.
And they're going to measure for the first. Looks like he may be a little bit short. Here's a first down. It will be 1st down, 10 to go for the Indians. Ball at about the 17-yard line of Rockwood. Well, so far, Stan, the Indians moving the ball pretty well on the ground here in these somewhat undesirable conditions. And Daniel King firing off the line a little bit premature. It's going to cost us a 5.
He's used to playing middle linebacker and hitting somebody. He saw somebody he wanted to hit and went after him.
Well, we'll take a few of those. We'd rather somebody fire off and hit somebody as to stand there and be hit. That'll make it 1st down and 15 to go.
Like the ball is marked on the 23-yard line of Rockwood.
And back to pass is Pike. He's looking downfield for Pete Shoemaker. And it seemed like Shoemaker may have lost handle on the ball there. He looked back, and by the time he looked back, he was kind of cutting in a little bit. And looked like Pike was kind of expecting him to go out toward the corner of the end zone. So the ball falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down 15.
Well, that was a good play by Oneida. It looked like Rockwood had about 8 people up on the line within 5 yards of the ball. So this little quick fly to Shoemaker, and
Shoemaker had his man beat. He was out past him. It's just a little miscommunication. It should have been a down and kind of toward the flag, and he looked like he's more or less running a
I was watching for the same play to the other side this play.
Well, they're going to give it to Phil Meredith. Some nice blocking out there. He's going to spring him out to the outside, and he's going to get about a 5 or 6 yard gain on the play. Good pursuit by the Rockwood defense. That's going to bring up now 3rd down, 10 to go for Oneida. They need to get to the 7-yard line for 1st down. So it'll be 3rd down, 10. And we could see anything from Oneida here. Pass, pitch to the left. It's going to be a pass. Looking for Pete Shoemaker.
Oh.
And right across the center, intended out there for Shoemaker, is knocked down. And will Oneida to kick the field goal, or will they go for it? And it looks like they're going to go for it, Stan.
Well, it looks like because of the wet conditions, Coach May's going to try to really go for first down and kick a field goal. I think if it had been dry here tonight, that he gave Billingsley a chance to try the field goal.
So it's 4th down and 10. They have to get to the 7-yard line. Ball, of course, marked at the 17. And fake across the middle, screen pass over to Phil Meredith. He's got all kinds of running room. It's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 4-yard line. First down, 10 to go for the Indians.
That's those screened Phil Meredith out there. That's one of the best plays Oneida has in their scheme of plays. Jason did an excellent job to let the end come through. End didn't know what was going on, come right after Pike. Pike just dumped over his head to Meredith. Meredith had good blocking by the pulling lineman. First and goal for Oneida.
Pretty looking play for the Indians. Takes it down to the 4-yard line. They've got it first and goal.
Look for the Punisher to get the ball.
Oh, yeah. Cody Phillips right over the middle. That's the man who's got it and drives it all the way down to the 1-yard line. Almost got in there.
Didn't look like he had anything. Look, he just pushed a pile back for 3 yards.
Of course, Cody doing some fine running last week against Coalfield. It always took 4 or 5 guys that seemed to bring him down. He drug them 3 or 4 yards downfield every time, so good look for him to get the ball again right here.
Look like the ball on the 1.5-yard line, so it'll be second and goal from the 1.5.
Hand off to Cully, and he's in there for the score.
Looked like he took a little jump in, and the Rockwood defender knocked him in for 6.
Wes Billingsley on to kick the extra point.
Wesley Billingsley, number 20, in the kicked extra point for Oneida. Hopefully I hadn't jinxed him anytime soon.
Oh, no.
Bad snap. Looked like a mishandle on the holder. Of course, that's going to go down his first missed one because he made contact with the ball when he did.
7:51. Yeah, true. 7:51 left to go here in the half. It's Oneida 13, Rockwood nothing. We'll be back right after this.
If bikes are your hobby or sport, now's the time to check out Thompson's, Yamaha, Kawasaki, and Suzuki Highway 63 in Huntsville. We have bikes for all riders, novice or professional. So burn up the back trails on these babies. Or, if roughing it is what you like, we have the largest selection of four-wheelers in the area for work, play, or sport. Check us out. We have one especially for you and at the best prices, and financing is available. That's Thompson's, Yamaha, Kawasaki, and Suzuki, Highway 63 in Huntsville.
38, 10-4, zones 3 and 4.
Communications section of the Tennessee Highway Patrol. It's a busy place, and as state troopers, it's our lifeline. It's good to know they're here 24 hours a day to serve not only us as law enforcement officers, but you as well. I'm Trooper Greg Roberts, and the number you see on your screen is a direct line to the Tennessee Highway Patrol dispatch.
1185.
Write this number down and remember it. You see, we need your help in serving and protecting the citizens of Scott County. So the next time you come upon an unreported accident, a possible drunk driver, or any other type of crime, you can report those to your local agencies, whose numbers are also listed here on your screen, or you can report those to the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Either way means quicker response to the scene and possibly saving a life. So take the time to care by taking the time to call. Not only will you feel great satisfaction, but you'll also be saving lives. From the Tennessee Highway Patrol and your state troopers, please buckle up and drive carefully. Thank you.
Be the second caller at 663-3499 and win you a ticket to CWC Championship Wrestling. Be the second caller at 663-3499 and win you a ticket.
As we're set for the kickoff.
Number 2, Jacob Gallagher.
Back deep.
Probably Kelly.
That's where he's headed to. Once again, it's going to be a little bit short. It's going to be fielded by Kelly. And not much room for yardage there, as he's only going to get a couple yards return out of it. Going to take it up to about the 27-yard line. You know, rainy conditions and all, you'd figure they wouldn't be that much of a crowd here tonight, but the Oneida faithful has brought a good gathering with them here tonight to Rockwood, and I'm sure all the players, of course, appreciate that. You're getting behind. It's always nice to stand when you're at a visiting field to look across the field and see about as many as your fans are as the home team's got.
That's usually how it's been in the last few years. More fans from Oneida come to away game than the home team has.
There's the pitch over to the right side to Kelly. He's going to be popped and taken down. He was hit initially out there in the backfield.
Tripped up by 44, Jake Lau, I believe.
And I believe it was Daniel King that finally finished him off out there. Pickup of 9 yards on that play. It's going to be 2nd down and 1. And the give right straight over the middle to Kelly. And it's going to be close. See where they mark it.
Well, it's interesting that Kelly's been getting most of the work when they got True in the backfield.
Of course, you know, in the rainy conditions, maybe they're looking at more muscle than speed. Is the only thing I could understand on that. Of course, True, he's lining up that wing back position over to your left, number 44. And Kelly is in the backfield. And there's Kelly with the pitch again, once to the left. Nice block out by True, but he got nailed anyway.
By number 7, Daniel King.
Pick up maybe, I was going to give him about a half yard, but after the mark, he didn't really get anything.
It's 2nd and 10.
Ball spotted at the 38. And there's a handoff to True. And about 4 Oneida defensemen there to shut him down in a hurry. Only a pickup of 2 yards. Of course, you know, once again, you can lose that speed. He had a nice hole there. Oneida defenseman ready on the play, but he didn't have the ball more than a second and a half. He just picked up 2 yards just right away.
Well, you can see the difference between Oneida's run and attack and Rockwood tonight. Looks like Rockwood's being a little timid running in the hole. They're afraid. They're more worried about falling down and slipping down than getting to the hole hard. Oneida, you know, Phil Meredith has been running through the hole hard. If he slips down, you know, get back up, run the same play again.
It's 3rd down and about 8. There's the pass over the left side, and a swarm of Indians over there to shut that play down as well. As Oneida's defense, they've been a little on the first series Rockwood had tonight, but since then have really tightened up and really held the Tigers in check.
A little screen pass out to James Barger, and looked like Oneida read it well.
So it's going to be 4th down and 5. Ball marked at the 43-yard line. And Ramsey is back to punt. Back deep for Oneida is Phil Meredith and Josh Thompson.
If I was Oneida, I'd watch for a fake punt here, maybe.
They're in a good part of the field to do just that. Up here toward midfield, but he's going to punt it away. Kind of hesitated there for a second, made me think about it. It's going to be fielded by Meredith. He's taken down immediately out there. I believe by number 20. It was number 20 for Rockwood.
Roy Majors.
So it'll be 1st down, 10 to go for the Indians as the ball is spotted at the 28-yard line.
Oneida's got 4 minutes and 10 seconds to get a drive here to get there, maybe get some more points on the board to go in with a bigger halftime lead.
Handoff around the left guard to Phil Meredith, breaking tackles, working his way out here to the outside. Nice run by Phil all the way out here to the 43, 44-yard line.
About a 15-yard pickup for Meredith. You see again right there, Rockwood been timid to run through the holes. Meredith has bursted up through there and got through the hole fast. Yeah, I think if he made it to the outside on the 15 Barger, he might have been all the way.
Ball spotted just over the 43-yard line of the Indians. And he's nailed in the backfield by number 56. And that is Stephen
Henniger.
That's a football name. And he lost about a half yard on that. Spotted right now on the 42-yard line. It'll be second down and 11 to go now for Oneida. Once again, invite you as we're down to 2 minutes, 55 seconds. Be sure and stay tuned in here at halftime as we will have a few comments on the first half of play and give you directions to Inez, Kentucky. Oneida's next opponent going deep downfield, Jason Pike. Oh, man, had a right in his hands. Of course, you know, the weather, as we said earlier, playing a factor in this game. That's right in his hands. I think if dry conditions, we'd had 6 right there.
And also, I think Thompson got a little, he got a little happy. He saw that end zone right in front of him when he turned around and saw the ball.
He's going to make it third down and 11. He was so wide open that he even stopped and hesitated there a little bit, Stan, and still had 3 or 4 yards between him and the defender.
Of course, too, it's kind of been underthrown, but of course, Jason still had that injury last week. But it's still a good throw by Pike. And Thompson just let it get right through the grasp of his hands.
And timeout on the field. 2:41 left to go here in the first half. It is Oneida 13, Rockwood nothing. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the jungle, as it says over on the wall. Tiger Field here in Rockwood, Tennessee. 2:41 left to go here in the half. It is 13-0 in favor of the Indians. And third down, 11 to go for Oneida. As we got 2 receivers to the right side of the field this time. Looking to throw way downfield once again, and he's wide open again. And just to let him just a hair too much.
10 for Thompson.
That's going to be fourth down, and Oneida will be forced to punt. But as we were talking about last week, Stan, I don't know if people watched that game or not, but we mentioned 2 or 3 times about it. Oneida hadn't thrown the long ball here in the last couple of games, and now we've seen it here just twice in a row.
Bucky, running middle stick into Mike and turn him down.
Pete Shoemaker back to punt for Oneida. Oh, nice punt. Good and high punt. And gives the kicking team plenty of time to get down. And he's still shaking tackles as he eluded about 5 Indian punt team members there.
Like 42, Eddie Sharp. He's done every tackle on special teams tonight. Of course, in the weeks past, he's been in the tackle every time.
We're filling the punt there for Rockwood.
James Barger.
I'll let you pronounce that. I have a hard time with that name. This clock is ticking and running. 2:10 left to go here in the half. 13-0 lead for Oneida.
Be right to see if Rockwood will be content to run out the clock or try to get some points on the board before we go into halftime.
And they're going to go to the air. Intended out there for Barger. Falls incomplete. And he seems upset with that, but a couple of Oneida defenders standing over in his face. I don't think he got much more than what he had. And he saved him a timeout. So it'll be second down and 10 to go. And there's a handoff to Kelly. And he's going to get about 5 yards off the play.
44, Jake Lau, and 7, Daniel King.
And Oneida takes the timeout on third down 4. So 1:43 left to go here in the half. It is Oneida 13, Rockwood nothing. We'll be back right after these messages. As the Rockwood offense comes back onto the field, they're facing a 3rd down and 4. The Indians hold them here. They'll get the ball back. And quick pitch out to Kelly. And he's got the 1st down. It's going to be taken out of bounds, which will also stop the clock. Oh, good play by Rockwood, Stan.
They got caught on out of look, and they usually be running inside, and they did a little quick pitch out to Kelly. He got the corner. As an excellent block on the, I guess, the outside linebacker for Rockwood, blocking on out as outside linebacker. I believe Meredith was over there to make the tackle at right corner.
So 1st down, 10 to go. 1:36 left to go here in the half. Ball at the 47-yard line. And there's the option pitch to Kelly once again. And he's going to get out of bounds again at the 45-yard line. So I think that's their plan right now, Stan, would appear, is to run from sideline to sideline and stop that clock.
It looks like Oneida's defense is breaking down. There's nobody, usually have somebody on the quarterback, or on dive man, the quarterback, and the pitch man, but there's nobody been out on the pitch man for Oneida.
So don't be surprised if you see them maybe run to the short side of the field this time, try to stop that clock. Give straight over the middle. Well, they still got a couple timeouts to burn, as it was 2nd down and 2.
I don't understand that play right there for Rockwood. They've been picking up 2 long-yard gains.
It's going to be 3rd down and 1 now. Yeah, you think they'd run maybe a little pitch off here to the right side just in case, because we're down to about minute 5 now to go here in the half. But now he's looking to throw to the sideline and completes it. And he's trying to get out of bounds and does so, and that's going to be enough for the 1st down. And stopping the clock as well with the 1st down. Of course, he got out of bounds, so it's going to keep it stopped. As he gets down to the 39-yard line, and Rockwood's first good drive of the night is coming here at the end of the half.
Well, they've had time to, hopefully they don't run out of time to get there to get the ball in the end zone. They got 56 seconds left. Of course, that's only about the 3rd attempt pass by Rockwood tonight.
And if I'm not mistaken, the 1st completion.
Oh, they had an earlier completed.
Oh, that's true, yeah. I forgot. So he's going to keep it. Ooh. As his man was covered. Of course, remember, you got a freshman quarterback in there, and they're going to have to take a timeout right here. And we're just going to go ahead and stay with it, as there's just 46 seconds here left to go in the half. As Stan, the Indians here seem to be bending here a little bit, as they've given up quite a bit of yardage here.
Well, it looks like that Rockwood's been running outside on the Indians, which really nobody's done that to the Indians this year so far. And of course, Oneida, they've been running mainly to the right side of their offensive line, where at left outside linebacker you got Jake Love's a freshman. I'm sure Rockwood knows that, and they're testing him. And so far he's done a good job. Maybe here in the late 1st half, Rockwood's trying a desperate drive to get back into the game.
One thing that's kind of caught me by surprise is David Kelly. Maybe I didn't research it enough or whatever, but I figured the go-to man for them would be that Shane True with the excellent speed that he's got. But True, I think, has only touched the ball 2 or 3 times here tonight, Stan, and it seems David Kelly is the workhorse for the Rockwood Tigers.
Well, like you said earlier, they might be going for more muscle than they are speed with the wet field conditions.
Of course, it's if you look at that strategy, the Indians have been using Phil Meredith very effectively. He's definitely the speed guys. We've got a short pass to the left, and he
lost.
Been better to let that one go incomplete, as he lost about a yard or 2 off that, about 2 yards as he juggled it. And finally, after he caught it, went down and lost 2 yards on the play.
You can see how much confidence Rockwood has in their passing game. They're running short passes. They're not trying anything deep yet. I look for them here, 40 seconds to go. Maybe run one more, was it 3rd down? They'll have to go deep. Well, of course, maybe 2 plays to get a 1st down here.
And back in the pocket.
Screen.
And he's been pursued, and he's being held, and he did flag him. He completed the pass, but he was definitely being held. I could see that all the way up here.
The number 7, Daniel King, was the first to make contact with him, and I think Jake Lau finished him off for the Indians.
And the holding penalty is against Rockwood. Now the completion, he didn't really gain anything off of that, so they may decline it. It is declined. They'll break up 4th down and about 10. There's just 31 seconds left to go here in the half. And with timeout, we'll take 1-2. Be sure and come back with us. Final 30 seconds. It's Oneida 13, Rockwood nothing. As back deep is Ramsey for Rockwood in punt formation. Phil Meredith back deep. He's about to the 10-yard line.
I knew a fake was coming.
Fake punt.
Good call.
And he could do something. That is 244, Shane True. He did not get it. He ends up about 3 yards short. As you called it earlier, Stan, and there's that fake punt. But to no avail. As Indian defense, they allowed him about 5 yards, but no first down. The Indians take over with 24 seconds left to go here in the half. And Oneida calls timeout. We'll just go ahead and stay here with this one since there's only 24 seconds left. Kind of interesting here, Stan, that the Indians would call a timeout this deep. Obviously, they're not going to sit on the ball and try to run it out.
Obviously not. Well, they had a couple of long passes there that's been barely dropped way downfield, so they might be looking to go that again because it looks like Oneida has a speed at receiver to outrun the Rockwood defenders, and maybe, you know, could get a break, maybe get a 60-yard touchdown pass to end the half with.
The distance right now would have to be 67 yards to be exact. So he definitely had it 2 or 3 times here, Stan. A couple times we alluded to that the pass was incomplete. Nobody between him and the end zone. He was good 2 or 3 yards past his defender, so we got him on speed on the outside.
I look for Thompson going deep, maybe run like a little hook route.
No receivers to the left side of the field, both of them off to the right. And he is going deep for it. He's got a man down there, but he was well covered. We've got 5 Rockwood defenders, 2 of them right on him, 15 seconds left. So that play only taking 9 seconds. He needs to have another crack at it.
Pike looked like he went for it all right there. He might have been safe, even though, you know, 15 seconds left. I don't know if Oneida has any timeouts left or not. They might have 1 left. Of course, the clock stops with the first down. They went to a shorter receiver, about 15, 20 yards downfield, getting another crack at it.
Same formation as last time. And there's the draw to Phil Meredith. And it looks like they're going to be contented to run it out if they can catch Phil.
He is going. 15's got the angle.
And had to cut it back inside.
Time expires.
The half comes to a close. We see an excellent play and run by
there's a flag
Meredith.
On the play.
There is a flag on the play. Now, if it's a defensive penalty.
It's on Rockwood. We'll stay here.
Well, everybody seems to be leaving the field. And apparently it was against Oneida, I would assume, because the play could not end on a defensive penalty. And everybody is leaving the field. That is the end of the half. At the end of 2 quarters play is Oneida 13, Rockwood nothing. We'll be back with some halftime comments right after this. And welcome back. As next week the Oneida Indians will be traveling to Inez, Kentucky. And to the best of my recollection, this is going to be about the farthest road trip in Indian history, I believe. It's about a 4-hour road trip. And the best way to get there that we can tell is take Highway 27 north to Pinot, then take 92 over to Williamsburg. You're going to go up Interstate 75 to London, Kentucky. From there, you'll hit the Kentucky Turnpike, which is State Route 80. And you can stay on that all the way through Hazard up to, if I can get this right, Water Gap, Kentucky. And that's about, from London to Water Gap, is going to be about a 100-mile trip. So don't be looking for Water Gap too soon. From Water Gap, you'll take on U.S. Highway 23. Should be a left-hand turn. You'll stay on that one just about 5 miles up to, if I can get this right, AUXIER, however you want to pronounce that. Axier or something like that. Then it's about a right-hand turn on State Route 3. And from there, it's about a 15-mile hop to Inez. Inez is only about 5 miles from the West Virginia line. So it's going to be a pretty long haul next week for Indian fans. And unfortunately, for us, Stan is in school at Maryville on Fridays. I've got a previous commitment early Saturday that I can't get out of, so we're not going to be able to make the Oneida game. And so Steve Hall and Chris Kazay will be up there covering the Oneida game, and we will get the privilege of covering the Highlanders Campbell County game. So we're going to do a little switch for all the football fans here on Channel 5 next week. So it should be interesting to see the Highlanders.
It'll be good to see the Highlanders in action for the first time this year.
Of course, once again, we apologize for not being able to go Oneida game. We'd like to see that game, but Scott High is playing Campbell County next week, and that has always been a big rivalry, and we're looking forward to that. Of course, the game we're concerned with right now is Oneida and Rockwood. Oneida up 13-0 here at the half. We've seen look like Oneida may have changed their game plan a little bit. They stayed on the ground earlier, Stan, and then they started going to there with a little bit of success. And one of the first touchdowns came on a pass from Pike to Pete Shoemaker.
I believe it was Josh Thompson. It was a touchdown pass. I think Oneida might have surprised Rockwood on the touchdown pass. You know, Oneida was moving the ball, running the ball, and surprised them with a pass. Of course, Oneida's been moving the ball well on the ground. As I mentioned during the game, Oneida's been hitting the hole hard, while Rockwood looks a little timid getting in the hole, worrying about falling down. So I look for Oneida to come out here in the second half, just keep the same game plan, run the ball, and hopefully not get into a passing situation, keep the ball on the ground and give it to Phil and Cully up the middle and outside.
Yeah, Phil really looked good on that last run play. Of course, they was expecting a pass. Nice play call there by the coach, 13-0 lead. Run the draw play, and it about paid off. We'll be back with the second half action right after we take this time out. And welcome back as we're set to start the second half here at Tiger Field. I'd like to make a little comment here. A lot of people may not know it. Last year, when the TWSAA went to 5 classifications, the playoff format changed somewhat. The regional champions got a first-round bye. Well, this year, just after 1 year change, they've changed the playoffs already. This year, 4 teams from each region will make the playoffs, and there's no more first-round byes. So it's going to be kind of interesting. You're going to have the fourth-place team for, like, Region 1 will be playing the Region 2 champion, and then second and third place from each one will be playing each other. So, Stan, it could make for some interesting matchups along the way in the playoffs.
It'll be interesting to see. You might make it, it gives a team the first round bye, may give them an advantage still, though, because when they had the bye, they had a week off and get kind of relaxed. You know, I don't know how the teams did in the first round last year. They had a bye, but, you know, that extra week could have cost them, so now you're not going to have it. And 4 more, you got an extra team in there now. So that helps it. The way this district, Oneida's and Rockwood's in, it's a tough. You got Sweetwater, which won the state championship last year, and is ranked number 1 in the state this year. And Alcoa, which is the only team to beat Sweetwater last year, is ranked number 2 in the state. So you look for this is a tough district to play in, Oneida and Rockwood in. So it'll be interesting to see the 3rd and 4th place teams who make the playoffs.
And, all right, we're ready to go through the field. As the Oneida Indians come on the field, as does the Rockwood Tigers, we're set for the second half. Of course, once again, talking about the new playoff format, a lot of the favorites last year that did get first-round byes did end up getting beat. Battleground Academy, many people thought, you know, they only lost like 3 players off the team that you played, Stan, the Clinic Bowl. They got knocked out in the very first game against Greenback. So, as you alluded to, that first-round bye could, in effect, cost some teams.
Or you kind of get relaxed there. You don't have a week. But I don't know how their coaches coach. You know, he gave them maybe give them a couple of days off, and go out in shorts and things like that. But I know when we had a week off there when I played, you know, Coach May, I mean, it was you didn't let up. We worked even harder during that off week than we did during a regular week.
As the Oneida Indians will receive the kickoff and defend the east goal. As you allude to that off week. That off week now is that Inez Kentucky game, which is next week. As Oneida filled that, they usually had that open week and had to start the season a week early. And hopefully the Indians will be able to get some people to play them closer to home next year, as Of course, this year's schedule is just the opposite of last year's. On your same team you're playing, but the home and away schedule is just the opposite. So next season will be restructured once again, and we'll pick up a few more teams maybe.
Be interesting to see the classification, how many teams will change next year, because after 2 years the classifications change.
Kicking off for Rockwood is
Shane True.
It's going to be fielded over here by Josh Thompson. He got a little bit of hole over here on the left. It's going to be taken down from behind by number 24 for Rockwood, Scott Holt. Gets it out here to the 35-yard line. It'll be first down, 10 to go for the Indians to start the second half of play.
Oh, now they're in a split back formation. Wideouts to the left and right. Pike your quarterback.
And handoff right over to Cully Phillips, caught between the end of tackle. And breaking people's bones left and right, it would appear, as he gets down about a 7-yard gain, as he was hit at the line of scrimmage and ended up getting about 7 yards off that run.
You know, Cully gained, he only had 5 yards, and then he got hit, then he got a couple extra yards with second effort. That's why they say a coach tells you run back, or tells the offensive line, you get the run back 4 yards, let the run back get his 4 yards.
At the spot, he ended up getting 9 out of that, so it's second down and 1. There's your first down with Farrell Meredith. And nice run out there before he's finally taken down after about a 10-yard pickup on that play. And Kelly and number 20 out there, Roy Majors, in on the stop with a couple other Tigers.
You see Oneida's coming out here in the second half, just pounding the ball. This is usually when Oneida's offensive line will take over or determine the outcome of the game, whether or not Oneida's offensive line can control the trenches.
So it's first down, 10 to go for the Indians. Ball spotted, and we got a flag. Somebody lined up offsides. I didn't see anybody move.
We might be in the neutral zone. Probably somebody's helmet from Rockwood was in the neutral zone.
So I make it first down 5. Ball spotted down here at the Rockwood 43-yard line.
So it's important here for Rockwood to hold on because it'll be tough, 19, 20 to nothing with this wet conditions. Oh.
And a nice run all the way down to the Rockwood 25-yard line in that area. And
the punisher, Cully Phillips, had a little nimble feet there at first, jumped over the pile about 2 yards, and then got about a 7-yard gain.
That ball is now spotted at the 26-yard line of Rockwood. First down, 10 to go for the Indians. Handoff to Phil Meredith. He's going to be taken down in a fumble, and looks like he's going to be covered by Rockwood. They're signaling second down. And somebody from Oneida fell on that ball. I didn't see any Indians around that.
They might go there and fought for it and pulled it back away. Because that's what happened on Phil. Phil kind of got tackled around the waist, and he got slung around, and somebody grabbed a hold of the ball and flipped it out. Luckily for Oneida, somebody was there to recover.
We're probably about 3 or 4 yards from our camera. Maybe you all at home could see who that was, but from where we're calling it, we couldn't see who it was that covered that ball for the Indians. Handoff once again to Phil Meredith, right over center. As you can see, a good example right there of the line surge by the middle of the Oneida line as they pushed Rockwood back 3 or 4 yards deep, and was plenty enough for the first down. Ball marked down there at the 16-yard line of Rockwood, where it would be first down, 10 to go for the Indians.
Look for Oneida to keep it on the ground to Phillips and Meredith again. Long count by Pike.
About pulled them off.
Oh.
As your wet field comes into play once again. As he only got about a yard out of that. And it'll be second down and 9 now for a ball marked just over the 15-yard line of Rockwood.
So that's what I was talking about earlier. See how Oneida Meredith shot through there. He fell down and got a yard. But the way Rockwood's been just timid running through the hole, make sure not to lose their feet.
This time Oneida splits the backfield. I've been seeing them run out of I formation most of the night. Another fumble covered by Pike. Now 2 fumbles already in about the last 4 plays for the Indians.
That was tough to tell. I don't know if that was a wet ball or a bad snap or Pike might have pulled out too early. It was hard to tell from up here.
So it makes it 3rd down and about 11 and a half to go. Be interesting to see if the Indians go to the air down here at about the 17-yard line. Of course, the Indians was a little closer than this a while ago. Stan opted not to kick the field goal. He's got wide receivers 2 to the right side. And that is
looking
who
for
he's
Meredith.
Looking to throw to.
Oh.
It's going to be intercepted by Shane Cruz. And his interception returned all the way back here to the 33-yard line. And Stan, that may be the spark that the Rockwood Tigers was looking for.
I don't believe Jason saw that linebacker out there. Well, I think the only thing he saw was Phil, and that linebacker kind of sneaked in there and made the interception. Good play by the linebacker, good drop. Got the interception, returned it. I guess he returned it by almost 15, 20 yards, and so 1st down for Rockwood.
As that brought this Rockwood crowd to life. Now, Rockwood fans always, many people tell you some of the best high school fans, nailed in the backfield.
Number 86, Pete Shoemaker. Pete read that perfectly.
And that's going to be about a 7-yard loss on the play. It'll make it 2nd down and 17 for the Tigers. As I was saying, a lot of teams across East Tennessee will tell you that no matter what kind of team the Tigers field, it is always tough to come down here to Rockwood and play. They've got one of the best home field advantages about any team in the state, as their fans really get behind them. We've got, on a rainy night down here in Rockwood, we've got every bit of about 800 to 1,000 fans along the fence and over here on the side for Rockwood. As the ball thrown up, intended out here for number 24 of Rockwood.
Scott Holt. Broken up by number 25, Josh Thompson.
It's going to make it a long 3rd down and about 17 to go.
That's the first time that Rockwood went deep with a pass tonight. They went that with it 2nd and 15, so they run a short pass, try to get the yards back, make it shorter 3rd down.
So if they went for it on that one, you'd think on 3rd and long, they're going to definitely throw it here.
They might run for the quick pitch here.
And he was getting ready to throw it, and he had a man down there, but he was sacked
by number 74, Heath Sexton.
And that's going to make it long. It's going to be about 4th and 20.
Heath come from his right defensive end, and quarterback had set up. He was getting ready to release it, and Heath got him right before. It was a good hit from his blind side. Quarterback never saw him coming.
He was lucky he didn't fumble on that play. Back deep is Ramsey for Rockwood, Meredith and Thompson back for the Indians. They are at the Oneida 45 to field the punt. The kicker is down at his own 10. And this one is angling toward Phil Meredith. He's going to bounce. And some Indians need to get away from that. Get that a little bit too close for comfort in my book. But it's going to be blown dead down at the 43.5-yard line of Oneida.
That's the way Oneida's lining up on the punt return. They must have did a good scouting report, because they got Meredith in the middle of the field line up with the punter, but then they're having Thompson over here more towards the sideline. They must have picked something up on the film, the way the punter's been kicking, the way he kicks. There comes this side. Of course, you saw Meredith. He didn't have to move much, but he did have to come towards Thompson.
There's a handoff to Phil Meredith on the right side, shaking one tackle.
He's gone.
He could be gone.
They're not going to catch him.
They're not going to catch him. No way in thunder.
He's at the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6.
Phil Meredith ambles.
47 yards, or no?
We'll give him 57 yards for the touchdown. It comes 5 minutes, 15 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter as Oneida puts their first points on the board for this half.
Number 20, Wesley, or they might be going for 2. It looks like Oneida will be going for 2. They're going to move the ball to the left hash mark, it looks like.
You guys remember last time a low snap and the extra point was no good, so going to try to make up for it right here.
I was watching for Meredith out in the flat here on the little dump play in the end zone.
As
or maybe a little drag to the tight end.
We got 2 receivers to the right, and then they are going to go for the pass. Now they're going to be the draw to Phil, and Rockwood read it well, and there was number 1, Ramsey, for Rockwood, and we're going to take a break right here. 5:15 left to go in the third quarter. It is Oneida 19, Rockwood nothing. Set to kick it off for the Indians.
Number 2, Jacob Gallagher.
And kickoff kind of mishandled down there by True. And it's just piled up and balled up, and they finally get him down. A host of Indians, because they're on the other side of the field from us, and orange numbers on that white jersey is just ain't no way in the world we're going to see it all the way across the field over here. But good pursuit by the kicking team of Oneida. I want to give somebody a little credit right here. You probably don't never get enough. Is Art Gall, our cameraman. He's had to look through one eye for the whole game here practically. I know I couldn't do it, so
he's even down here in the rain a little bit too tonight.
Yeah. He probably don't get enough credit for what he does, but he does a fine job. He's bringing you all the pictures from down here at Rockwood.
Looks like I couldn't tell who got the ball. I think it might have been Kelly on the carry up the middle and met there by the middle of the Oneida line.
Well, if it's anything like they've been running tonight, it's about 8 chances out of 10 that's who it was. It's just going to be second down and about 9 to go for the Tigers. Ball is spotted right out on the 25-yard line. True in motion. And the handoff to number 20 as he's trying to evade some tacklers, but to no avail, is Roy Majors, pardon. And only a pickup of 1 on that play. It's going to be third down and about 9. No gain on that play.
Looks like a little scissors plays out the single wing, and Oneida read it good.
Well, they've been in that formation all night tonight. I don't think I've ever seen them one time run a different formation. And True in motion once again. And there's the option pitch to the right side to Kelly. And it looked like Rockwood was looking for a face mask. Of course, referee right there, you can see him shaking his head no, I believe, if you got that at home. That will be fourth down and about 2 to go for the first. Rockwood down 19-0 here at 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Back to punt is Ramsey. Phil Meredith, your lone back this time.
You can see Oneida's cautious now. They're keeping Thompson up there just in case the fake punt.
Nice rush and almost got in there at it. Phil Meredith calling for a fair catch.
Look, Pete Shoemaker was almost in there to block the punt. He just missed it by a hair.
You're doing the same thing I was doing this. I was trying to get the number as he come by over here. It's hard to tell him. We have to about read it off the helmet.
I always thought everybody was making up when I was out there playing so they can't read the jerseys, but I understand where they're coming from now.
As if you're tuning in right now, here on a Sunday afternoon, no, you're not watching Tampa Bay and Green Bay. This is Oneida and Rockwood as they hand off to Cully Phillips right over the left line for about a 2-yard gain. And it's going to be about second down and about 7 yards to go, 7.5.
A long 7.
Yeah, a long 7 or a short 8. And back into the I formation for the Indians. And the pass straight across the middle, a little bit overthrown, intended out there, looked like for Daniel King.
Looked like Pike might rust out a little bit. A little hot pass there to King, and Pike made the fake. And he saw King wide open, and then he threw off his back foot. Anytime you throw off your back foot, the ball's going to sail on you. That's what happened to Pike.
That brings up 3rd down and 8. Now we see the 2 receivers to the right. Now, every time we've seen this tonight, they have passed, and they do so again.
Shoemaker.
And nice. So he put that one on a string, and just enough. Good job by the receiver getting past the 1st down mark. A lot of times you'll see maybe a hook up a little bit short, but good job, good route, good pass.
That's a play Oneida runs quite a bit, and usually, that's the play they've run the last 3 times, or 2 times that Thompson, the ball went through his hands, and he saw Shoemaker, enough for the 1st down, good route. As you said, excellent throw by Pike. He put it right on the numbers.
There's a give to Phil Meredith around the left end. He's trying to break it out, but good pursuit by the Rockwood defense as he's taken down there by Kelly, number 12.
So, how many yards Meredith's got now, but with that 57-yard run, I believe he had around 100 at halftime. So I'd say he's up to 170, to at least probably 180 maybe tonight.
Of course, he had that one big run right there before the half as well, which
now,
got him up close to that 100.
We're debating on whether to count that or not, because the officials did throw a flag, but there was no penalty called, though. It never was. So we don't know if Rockwood would accept it or declined it because the end of the half. So we're going to count it.
Yeah, we'll count it. Rockwood might not, but we will. As Pike takes it around the right end and getting close up there to the 1st down. He's going to be about a yard or 2 short. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 2. $30 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's Oneida 19, Rockwood nothing. As they may get a playoff here, and they may not. It's going to be close. So we're now down to 15 seconds.
I believe they'll have to run one play before the clock expires. I look for them to give to Phillips right up the gut.
Well, they sent a man in motion. We haven't seen that from
Trey Shoemaker in motion. Or they could give to Phil Meredith.
And Phil Meredith carries for the 1st down. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter play. One more quarter left to go here from Rockwood. It is the Oneida Indians 19 and Rockwood nothing. We'll be back for our final quarter right after you watch this. In final quarter, the Indians 1st down, 10 to go. Ball at the 38-yard line of Rockwood.
Looks like Eddie Sharp, number 42, is in tight end for Oneida now. Oh.
And that was a busted play. We had a running back fall down in the backfield, and I think it kind of threw everything off.
Well, he's running the option to the left side, and I think Meredith might have slipped in the backfield a little bit, getting out there late. He didn't get deep enough.
It's going to be about a 3-yard loss. It'll be 2nd down and 13. Ball back here at the 42. There's a nice lick out there, and they shook it off. Phil Meredith on the carry. He picked up about 9 yards on that play, but because the first play was a loss, it's now going to be about 3rd down and 5.
Look for Oneida to keep it on the ground here again. Look for them to come to the right side here of the line where they got them spread out to the left. Or then again, maybe they'll pass.
Looking for the
He's
end
got
zone
him.
For
Thompson.
touchdown. Oneida.
Give him 6.
As remember our first touchdown of the night was to Thompson. Right over in the very same spot.
About the same distance. Look like Billingsley's going to come in and try the extra point. As in my book, he's had his first miss tonight. Of course, it was a bad handled snap. I I'm still not going to count it against him.
Ironically, he kicked that right straight through the ground, and it made it to the goal post. You know, it's funny. It didn't hit anybody.
It's my book. I'll count it if I want to.
Another bad snap. Good. And give credit to your holder on that one for that being good. 10 minutes, 38 seconds left to go in the game. It's Oneida 26, Rockwood nothing. We'll be back right after this. Slavin with the hold. We was a little slow on getting his name in there before we went to a break. John Slavin, give him credit for the hold on that extra point, which made it good.
Jacob Gallagher kicking off for Oneida. That's Roy Majors, number 20 for Rockwood on the receiving the kick.
They're still heading. It's late in the game. They're still heading.
And number 5, Roslyn, about not going to Rockwood players into the end zone on the other end.
Managed to bring it all the way out here to the 31-yard line. I'm used to saying that's all the way because I'm used to Byron Billings. They kicking it off, and any time they got it past the 20 was considered pretty good. There's handoff straight over the middle to David Kelly. And he was able to grind out about 8 yards on that play, all the way up to about the 39-yard line. That's going to be second down and about, after the spot, second down and about 3.
Rockwood's going to have to do a bunch of scoring here to get back into the game. 26-0 with 9 minutes and 40 seconds left.
Their only win so far this year was against Midway. That was their first game of the season. I wasn't able to get a score on that game. But against Sweetwater in week 2, they lost 50-7. So we got a timeout for measurement, and it's going to be real close because he started out here on the 32. But they scored 1 touchdown against them, but shut out last week against Kingston. We're looking at getting shut out again here. As the Tigers pick up a first. But right now they're looking at only scoring 1 touchdown stand here in the last 3 weeks.
You credit that to their opponent's defense.
Yeah, they face some tough teams.
A good scout report and tough teams.
Sweetwater, Kingston's always a big power there in 3A. And once again, that is what we call a coverage sack.
I don't know
he was looking for his man out there and well defended out there by the secondary of Oneida.
Look, 75, Dustin Phillips. Number 44, Jake Lau. And, it's 74, Heath Sexton. And number 77, my buddy, Michael Opie Lawson. Hey, Opie, how you doing? The mailman, Opie Lawson.
About a 2-yard loss on that play. And only about a couple of yards pick up there will make it second down and 9 for third down 9 for the Tigers of Rockwood. So we can see maybe the Tigers go the air right here as he drops straight back into the pocket, looking for maybe a screen. But he throw it closer to his lineman there, number 64, than he did for Shane True, 44. I believe it's probably his intended receiver. As he had a couple of Indians in his face, I'm sure he was just contented to get rid of the ball.
Hey, look, he's 5 yards away when he threw the ball from his receiver. So look for Rockwood to be back in punt position. 21, Phil Meredith, and 25, Josh Thompson back to receive the punt.
Punt skips across the ground, or pardon me, the snap skips across the ground. There's a punt. It's going to be fielded by Meredith.
He's gone.
Oh, nice tackle. That's Shane True. But
Field makes me look bad again.
well, I thought he was gone too, and he cut it back up through there, and Shane True able to get over to him. One speedy man to another.
It looks like you see a little white jersey come in. Number 12, Job Jeffers at quarterback.
He got a little bit of action there last week when Pike went out.
Like Jerry Garrett, 47 at running back. 42 Ed Sharp at tight end. 28, the biggest man on the field, Trey Shoemaker. Number 2, Jacob Gallagher. And 5, Donnie Rosman.
I want to throw it deep to Trey. There's a nice welcome to my area of the field hit by number 20.
Roy Majors. Hope he's in kin to Johnny.
If he would, he wouldn't tell nobody. 6:50 left to go here in the game. It's Oneida 26, Rockwood nothing. Second down and 11. Ball spotted at the 47-yard line of Rockwood.
Kevin Wendell and Jacob Gallagher, your wideouts. Same backfield, eye set.
Nice run.
Jerry Garrett.
Taking people with him.
Garrett was a tight end last year, and they moved him to running back now. It looks like he's going to be a next Cully Phillips, maybe.
He looked just like Cully on that play, taking people with him downfield for the first down. Nice run. And just over the 35-yard line.
Good block by Jerry Garrett.
And another good run.
34, Dustin Lay. Sophomore for Oneida.
Now, Dustin, a couple of weeks ago, had a touchdown against Warburg called back. It was about a 50-something yard touchdown he had to call back.
He shows some promising speed. He's not that big in stature and height-wise, but he's built pretty good size. Has good speed for a man of his stature.
Second down, 2 to go for Oneida. Just drive it in to the center of the line. Let the line push them forward.
Number 5, Donnie Rosman on the carry.
Maybe, I don't know how many of the Oneida fans know this, but Rosman is the stepbrother to Phil Meredith.
They both got speed. You don't get to see Rosman much. I think Rosman's just as fast as Phil, or maybe even quicker. I don't want to cause a feud there,
really?
so. So write all your letters to Kevin Akers.
No, not to me. I'm Dark Galt. And no gain on that play at all.
Okay, he's run the option. Jeffers might need to pull that one, run on it out with the option. Who do I think I am, a quarterback or something? I don't
think so. So we're down to 4 minutes, 40 seconds left to go here in the game. Ball at the 24-yard line of Rockwood. It is second down, 10 to go for Oneida.
Jake Lau, 44, your tailback.
And he's a man with the ball, but number 50 fit him in the backfield as they blow it dead. As I don't know if that's a block, a blown blocking assignment, or whether he just plowed over somebody. I didn't catch it. That's a player that we don't have a name for. Yeah, we do. There he is. Ben Poland. Haven't heard from him tonight.
Wonder where he's from.
As it is now third down and 11.
Ooh.
And there's another one, 52 for Rockwood, and we don't have a name for him. But
that was Mr. Hill of the Night, I believe.
I believe it was.
And of course, at the end of the game, remind you, I'll be picking my offensive and defensive players of the game for Oneida.
Yeah, we meant to do that last week and fooled around, forgot.
Phil Meredith, Daniel King last week.
Yeah, I agree with that. And there's a nice hole. Blown by your line.
Rosman.
Take people with you. Incidentally, that was 4th down and 12.
Rosman must have heard me about offensive player of the game.
Yeah, I believe he did. They're wired up down there. They've got like the NFL now. They got wires in their helmets. And here's what you're saying up here. 2 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the game. It's 1st down goal at the 7-yard line.
A new herd of Indians comes into the game. All wide out there now.
Yeah. We got one dirty jersey out there at tackle.
Jeffers still your quarterback.
And maybe about a loss of 1 on that play, as virtually the entire defensive line for Rockwood was in there at the exchange. Lucky that wasn't a fumble.
Well, that was Dustin Lay, 34 on your carry.
It'll be 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line.
I look for Oneida to just keep it on the ground here. You got 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Keep the clock running. Be in no big hurry.
We'll go split formation backfield now.
Or heck, you could throw it.
And handoff right over the middle to somebody in the white jersey with orange numbers, and that's the best we can do right now, if we can get who that is.
I believe that was 32, Nathan Huff, maybe. I still can't, he's right off the field, and I can't see his number from all the way over here.
So it's 3rd down goal, ball marked just over the 5-yard line of Rockwood. Back into an I formation. Hand off to your fullback. And he manages to get down to about the 3-yard line. So now it's going to be 4th and goal for the Indians.
I'm really impressed here with the second team here. Joe Jeffers leading offense, leading down the field. Pike went, you never know when Pike might need a replacement. Jeffers is showing here that he's a capable backup.
And you still have several starters for Rockwood in there. So about half of them. So it's not like he's doing it against the second team. He's in there against about half of the first. The Indian team is, as he did not get the touchdown. He got down to about the 2-yard line. Rockwood will take over on downs, and they'll have 48 seconds after they spot the ball. The clock will start running once they get the ball and chain spotted, as referees now start the clock, and it is running down to 45.
If I'm not mistaken, this will be on our 2nd shutout of the year. They shut out Taft. Or no, I believe this might be their 1st shutout.
Yeah, they shut out Taft. And Wartburg scored 7 on them.
Cofield scored 9. Kelly again.
As we're down to 20 seconds, and they will not need to run another play if they choose not to, as we see a whole bunch more players for the Indians come in.
Them reserves want them to run another play.
And they're not going to get a chance. We're already down to 5 seconds, and they will not snap the ball again, as they're continuing to stay in the huddle. Rockwood is. And that is the end of your ball game. The Oneida Indians have come down here to Rockwood and have got their 2nd Region 2 AA win, 26-0 over Rockwood. We'll be back with some closing comments and hopefully a talk with a couple of players and Coach May right after this. Coach Birchfield, the defensive coordinator for the Oneida Indians. Coach Birchfield, you did a fine job tonight containing, who we alluded to earlier, some of the speed in Shane True and the running game behind there with David Kelly. You did a fine job tonight shutting the Rockwood Tigers out.
Well, they ran most of the night with just one back. That helped us. There was only the one to have to read for our tackles. They played them pretty good. They hurt us some on pitches. We were just getting hooked with our outside linebackers. Second half, I think we stopped that pretty good. We talked a little bit at halftime. Basically, the kids just played real hard. I mean, they wanted the ball game. They're competitive. They like to win. And so far, we've been able to.
Coach Birchfield, you did a fine job, and thank you for stopping by. And we've good luck next week against Inez, Kentucky.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we've got Coach May over here with us right now. If you'll go ahead and join us over here. Coach May, congratulations on the win tonight, a big district win.
Stand.
Yeah, slide right in here.
Separate you two.
Might have to. Coach May, a win tonight, a region win, which of course is even more important. But you come down here tonight to Rockwood and look pretty good here tonight.
Well, I think we played real well. We had a couple of instances where we dropped some passes in the second quarter, and that one thing was that we just thrown them as far as we could and run them as far as we could, and that's kind of hard ones to complete. But I'm real pleased with our football team. I think that we took a step forward tonight. We were determined not to have the problems we did last week, and as you noticed, a few times we had to punt when nobody came close to blocking one. Our snaps were a lot better. And basically, as Stan knows, we just went back and did fundamentals like we always do. Real proud of them. Coach Birchfield does a super job with the defense. Our offensive line played extremely well. I think they played probably as well as they have all year.
Okay. Once again, as we said, this is a win in District 2 AA. Next week, a non-district game, Inez, Kentucky. And I'd say everybody's probably on the same page here and don't really know anything at all about Inez, Kentucky, other than it's a long road trip.
Well, I know a little bit.
What do you know about them?
I saw them play their first opening ball game.
Okay, good deal.
I'm one of these guys that I drive to the North Pole to see somebody we play, see somebody that we're going to play later on play. They're a big ball club. They have a running back that's supposedly he would miss the ball game I saw. He's got 700 yards in 3 games, but you can't tell about that. I can't tell anything about that. They run a wishbone. They're a big power ball club. They like to run straight at you. They play a 43 defense with a rover monster kind of thing, and we think that there's some things we can do offensively to hurt that. They have good tradition where they were 9-1 2 years ago and 6-3 last year, and they're 3-1 going into tonight. So they win in football games. But we think that we can go up there and make a good showing for ourselves. I believe that we might be a little quicker than they are. They are definitely bigger than we are. They have a 240-something, 48-pound fullback. But he doesn't run the ball so much. He's the guy that blocks for this real good running back. And that makes it really tough to have to defend somebody, the guy that big. But I think that we'll have it ready. We'll do the best we can when we go up there.
You got anything you want to ask Coach Stan?
Coach, we got a look at the second string out there, and Joe Jeffers running at quarterback, and had a long drive down the field, but didn't get a score. But looks like, the second team, in case any injuries, we're not going to lose much going down the field if anybody comes down with the injury.
No, we're playing, Stan, we're playing 5 linemen now. We've not had that luxury since you were a senior, have that many offensive linemen that we could rotate. We're playing 5 linemen and then rotating 2 others. So we've not had the luxury we did when you had all the linemen when you played. So we're gradually getting that depth. But if you think about it, of the linemen that we're playing, out of those 7 linemen, 4 of them are sophomores, 2 seniors and 2 juniors. And so we're, 1 junior, I'm sorry. So we think we're going to build some depth there, and you know how Coach Henry is. He'll build it a little bit at a time, and he'll have them ready to play. I think he's done the same thing at one time on defense. Their next to last series, when we stopped him, we had 3 freshmen, two tackles, and a linebacker in the middle that were freshmen. And that bodes good for us that these kids are getting some experience.
Well, Coach May, we appreciate you stopping by and talking to us here, and good luck next week against Inez, Kentucky.
Thank you. Appreciate it. See you, Stan.
See you.
Well, Stan, once again, the Indians come down here, get an impressive win in Region 2A. Next week, a non-region game in Inez, Kentucky. We'd like to see all the Indian fans make that trip to Kentucky. It's a long road trip. Realize a lot of people can't make it. Of course, Stan and myself, we ain't going to be able to be there because of some prior commitments. We'll be doing Sky High's game next week. Steve Hall and Chris Kazay will be up there, and they'll get the pleasure of doing the Oneida game. And according to Coach May, it should be a dandy.
Yes, it's going to be a tough test. I mean, long road trip. I don't know if they're going to go up the night before or go up that day, but it's tough to get off the bus and play. So I know, Coach May, you'll have everything planned out and have them ready. And one more thing, offensive MVPs. I had a tie tonight. Josh Thompson, wide receiver, 2 touchdown catches, and Phil Meredith, close to 200 yards. My defensive MVP, it was a close one. I got to give it to Heath Sexton. Played good on defense all night, had 2 sacks. So I give it to Heath Sexton, defensive MVP.
So there you go. For Stan Pennington, I'm Kevin Akers. Thank you for joining the playback here on Channel 5, and we appreciate you going out here, telling all the sponsors that you appreciate them bringing you the game here on Channel 5, because without them, this would not be possible. Once again, the final score here at Rockwood is Oneida 26, Rockwood nothing. See you next week.